Hey there, Lamar Scotties. It's Mrs. Hames, your librarian, and I'm going to show you how to access some ebooks and e-audiobooks in MackinVIA, and show you a couple of other features in MackinVIA and some other platforms that are actually fully synced with MackinVIA as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is just point out the Library Middle School Blend course. Every student is automatically loaded into it. So I'm on my Blend page right now. I'm in my dashboard, and here is the Library Middle Library course. Lamar Middle Library course. I'm going to click off of that, and I'm going to toggle down to the buttons and click on eBooks and e-audiobooks. And I just want to point out to you that these instructions can also be found in our Blend page in case you get lost or you need some reminders. Okay, so you've got all the login information about the various platforms that I'm going to talk to you about in this video. Okay, so next thing I'm going to go to my dashboard. My portal, I should call it. And I'm just going to click on MackinVIA. I have not logged into my portal in a little bit. Haven't been using it, so I'm going to re-log in. Now, I'm really happy it did this because you guys will find this if you haven't been using your portal within the last hour or so. I don't really know how long it is. If you get to this sign-in page, I just want you to back out of it. I want you to go back to your portal and just hit the refresh button. And that should sync you to MackinVIA again without having to sign in. Yeah, so now it just pulls me right into MackinVIA. I'm already logged in and I can start looking at all the books. Okay. So in MackinVIA, I want to point out here, you also have the little headsets to indicate that it's an audiobook versus an ebook. You can just start browsing around some of the newest titles, and there are different featured categories on that home page. You've also got a categories button over here on the left-hand menu that you can click off of. So whenever you need a biography, like the first 6 weeks, you can click on this to look at what biographies they have. If you need a specific genre for the 40 book challenge or something like that, like a mystery book, you can go over here and click on it and start looking at what the mystery books are in this particular collection. Okay. Now, if a book says open now, then it generally means that it's a multi-user license and you do not have to wait to check it out. You can just stream it and start reading it immediately. Okay. If the book says something like request, like this one, or preview, it looks like it's already checked out. It's got that little red stop symbol, I guess you could call it. So you can request it and put it on a list. Essentially, you're getting in line to check it out next whenever the person that's currently using it is done with it, okay? Anything that you check out or put on hold will be over here in your backpack. So I can go to my checkouts or my requests here. Also, if I'm looking at a book and I don't really have time to read it, I can add it to my favorites list and return to it later by going to my favorites, okay? Okay, then I also wanted to point out, if you want to look like specifically just at audiobooks, rather than going to categories, you're going to look on that left-hand menu for audiobooks and start looking around there, okay? Now, remember with audiobooks, you won't get any text on your screen. It'll just be the narrator reading to you. And then with an ebook, you'll get the text on the screen, but no narration. Now, there are a couple of exceptions to that I wanted to point out. On the left-hand menu, I'm going to click All Resources, and I'm going to scroll down to More. And it opens up this little screen where it gives me some more specificity about the holdings in MackinVIA. You can see here enhanced content, narrated ebooks, or interactive books. These are all books that have both narration and text on the screen if you like that. There's also this text to speech where there is a feature that will read the book to you, but I will mention that that one will sound a little bit more robotic. It won't be a professional actor / narrator reading the content to you, okay? Then the next thing I want to point out is from the home screen, the first tile that pops up is this Library Pass plus Comics Plus. So Comics Plus is fully integrated into MackinVIA, so you don't have to sign in again. You just open that up and go to Comics Plus. We're going to give it a second to load here. Okay, and now I'm in Comics Plus where it's got tons of graphic novels and comic books if you are into that. There are some great things in here. So I can start reading now, or I can check out a book if you want to be able to download it to a device. so that you're not beholden to the internet, like if you're going on a trip or something like that, okay? I'm gonna back out of this. That's just the little instructions, and I'm going to use my arrow to read this graphic novel, okay? So Comics Plus is the place to go if you like comic books and graphic novels, okay? All you have to do is click on that tile in MackinVIA right there. Then I'm also gonna go over here to databases. There are a couple of other places where you can get eBooks. A lot of them are already fully integrated into MackinVIA, such as TeamBook Cloud, but I'm going to point out a few things. Over here in databases, these are all places where you can get articles and research for projects that you're working on. Like you can see here, Britannica, Encyclopedia. There's Comics Plus again. And here's this, Ebsco Host K-8 ebook collection. If I open up this database, there are a good handful of ebooks now available in Ebsco that you can check out and read, okay? You can browse them by category over here on the left-hand side, right here. You can look at adult nonfiction. You can see here there's like cooking, crafts, and collectibles, all that kind of stuff. There's the fiction stuff. And so you've got a lot of good options in here. I feel like this one in particular is good for nonfiction. So if you need something for class or if you just prefer to read nonfiction, then this Ebsco is a good place for you to go to check out some ebooks from there. And then I also wanted to point out in the databases, let me load a few more here because we have quite a few, as you can see. And that's TeamBook Cloud. Actually, before I get to TeamBook Cloud, I just want to point out that we have National Geographic for Kids in our databases. So if you like reading that magazine, you can just click on there to look at National Geographic for Kids. Okay, let me load a few more to get to TeamBook Cloud. There we go. So we've got teachingbooks.net and TeamBook Cloud is the one I'm going to open right now. The cool thing about TeamBook Cloud is that it's a multi-user license platform, which means you don't have to wait for any book. Anything that you see that you want to read, you can start reading it right away. You'll just stream it on your device. I also wanted to point out that in TeamBook Cloud, there are some videos, and you've also got those enhanced books that I was pointing out, where a narrator will read it to you while you see the text and possibly any pictures if the book has pictures on the screen. And then over here, there's also audiobooks in TeamBook Cloud as well. So this is a great platform. It's created by Tumble Books, and so I highly urge you to take full advantage of this one, okay? All right, so if you have any questions about MackinVIA, about TeamBook Cloud, Ebsco Books, or Comics Plus, I want you to email me at leanne.hames@austinisd.org, LIANNE.HAM like Mary, ES @austinisd.org. And I can also see about adding titles that you want added to MackinVIA. If there's something you really want and it's not in there, I can see if Mackin sells the book for us to make available to you. Okay? Alrighty then. You guys have a good one.